You're going the intro. Today you're doing, next month I'll do.
Next month you'll do. Okay, why do we do this? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
So we're two people who grew up in the 90s, who love Bollywood.
Yes.
And every time we talk, any conversation can become about movies. Which is why we decided to convert it into a podcast.
Yes, correct.
To pay ode to movies.
Yes. Our highly original idea of recording our banter.
We're the original podcasters of Bollywood. Yeah.
So the Akanksha, we are friends.
We're friends.
We're friends and we talk cinema.
Yes.
And we decided to start the popcorner. And what we do here is ideally have popcorn sometime. Maybe in the future, when we have more money, we'll be having popcorn and we'll be discussing film and random things about films, right?
All things
you decide what you want to talk about today.
I feel like there's one topic I'm quite passionate about. I keep going back to certain films and they're mostly Suraj Bharjatiya films. It's the Hum Saath Saath Hain, Hum Aapke and Koun and Baghbans of the world.
Yes.
Which says something about sanskaar.
Yeah.
But there is always an underlying power dynamic. There's always one character who's a little misunderstood. And I feel like those are not spoken about enough.
We must talk about them then.
We must talk about
them. Tell me, which is the because I have to be very honest here. I'm utterly clueless about what you're saying right now. I'm not on the same page with you at all.
Okay.
Tell me a character that is misunderstood in a Bharjatiya film.
I'll tell you. So in Hum Saath Saath Hain, there is Mohnish Bahl and Tabu. You remember Mohnish Bahl?
Of course I remember.
There's the hand thing.
It's in the pocket.
And there's Tabu.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're the ideal elder brother, bhabi, right?
Yes,
but if you really focus in the film, they're manipulative as fuck. Because they plotted the whole thing.
Mohnish Bahl and Tabu are not manipulative in Hum Saath Saath Hain.
Think about it, Shantanu. Deeply, deeply think about it.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Please, you really have to sell this to me a little bit. I feel like I'm not going to agree
with
you.
So in the film, Mohnish Bahl is the adopted disabled.
You have done too many of these.
Okay. What are the archetypes in Hum Saath Saath Hain? There's the elder brother, who is the sacrificial Adarsh beta, right?
Yeah, and he's adopted?
He's adopted.
He's not adopted.
He's adopted.
No, he's Sotela. There's a difference.
What the fuck? He's adopted. Who's the mother and father?
There was a mother before who he...
Nothing like this is there in Hum Saath Saath Hain.
He was married to someone else who died.
What the fuck are you saying? Mamta is married to...
100, yeah, he is, man. Mamta is the second wife.
No,
there is a first wife who died, who was Mohnish Bahl's mother.
Where have you seen this?
Please just verify this.
Can we verify this, please?
Yeah, I am right. You know nothing.
My world has shattered. What the fuck?
It is a thing because when Kunika, who's the Momo friend, when she says कि विनोद तो लड़ झगड़ के अपना हक मांग लेगा, लेकिन प्रेम का क्या? और ये मत भूलो कि विवेक सौतेला है. Sotela is not adopted. Sotela is not even foster. Sotela step brother.
Oh, which makes so much sense because then Mamta being the evil mother, who's the second mother, makes sense.
So wait, has your theory just
vanished? No. Wait,
has your theory just gone?
No, it still works. It still works.
Okay, let's rewire this.
So the story, the plot, right? The underlying plot is that if you notice, every time Tabu gets a chance, she always establishes how she's very close to everybody. There's always a constant portrayal of एक तो मैं बहुत संस्कारी हूँ, मैं बहुत आदर्श हूँ. For example, when they say honeymoon पे चलते हैं.
बताइए ना भाभी, come on भाभी, please.
रामपुर चले?
Like it's a very सबको लेके चलूंगी type of a thing.
That's so sweet.
I think that's completely deranged. I don't think anyone would do that unless they had something they want to gain out of it, which is property.
Tabu did not need any
property.
Tabu didn't need property. Tabu's father, Adarsh Babu, was a जाने-माने रईस industrialist himself. There is no way that she would want their money.
शादी होने के बाद उसको थोड़ी ना बाप का पैसा. That's not how
100%
Hindu families work.
One second, you're trying to tell me Adarsh Babu was giving none of his money to Tabu?
Not even a little bit.
Tabu didn't have a brother. She was an iklauti child. All the inheritance was going to come to Tabu. There was no way she was sabotaging her.
So you're telling me that Mohnish Bahl and Tabu were that good throughout without any ulterior motive?
I think she wanted other people on the honeymoon because Mohnish and her probably didn't have a very active, like, whatever. There were certain limitations to their intimacy.
I'm convinced about Tabu and... okay, I have another argument.
Okay.
Towards the end of the film, she's produced a child, right? And it's all obviously a beta. which will take the vansh forward. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
That's when they all reconcile. Momo comes and she's like, oh, whatever. Then I think Salman Khan comes to the hospital, or someone comes to the hospital, and she's like, "Mere khatir aap sab jud jao fir se." It's an underlining of the fact that she has control. She's always trying to establish that through the nice.
Your problem is with the woman having control.
With someone who's so abnormally nice. Rampur Chale is stuck in my brain. I can't imagine someone saying that. Rampur Chale does not make sense.
You have a problem with her toxic positivity and warmth.
Sure.
And sanskar.
Let's not call it warmth.
You're saying overt sanskar
It's
is toxic.
posturing. It's posturing.
It's posturing.
Because they win at the end, yeah. They win at the end.
They all win at the end. I feel like everyone's happy. There is no loser at the end of Hum Saath Saath Hain. Even Sadashiv Amrapurkar has learnt his lesson and he's back. Who is the loser? Even the son-in-law's evil brother, you know who I'm talking about? The bearded guy.
Oh, Anand Babu. One of the Babus.
Anand Babu's brother.
One Babu.
Yeah, one of the Babus. Babu's brother. Yeah. So even he comes back and he's a nice guy. Tabu has done nothing wrong. In fact, the crux of the film, I must say, is when the daughter's family business gets screwed by Neelam's husband, Mahesh Anand's. Sangeeta's family goes for a toss, business goes for a toss. Mohnish Bahl gives them advice that go away and start your own thing.
Exactly. Because Mohnish Bahl is like, you should not be fighting for property. No one should fight for property. Elder brother should get property because that fits into his fucking narrative.
But he leaves. He said no. The logic is that family, जिस business को हमारे पापा ने, जिस industry के business की नींव को इतने प्यार से सींचा, I want to say सींचा. सींचा is the word, yeah. सींचा है, उसको मैं कोर्ट कचहरी में घसीटूं or whatever.
Why is he saying that? A normal person would be like, what the fuck? It's your right, fight for it.
Not in
Banya world. Elder brother should get everything because he's elder brother. He doesn't want anyone to fight over anything that's their rightful fucking, like they deserve that. But he says, नहीं तुम बैंगलोर चलो मेरे पास IT के दोस्त हैं मैं तुम्हें बैंगलोर में जॉब दिला दूँगा.
You are telling
that's
me
not okay.
Mohnish Bahl is an asshole.
100,000%.
100,000%.
And Tabu is a beautiful plot. She's crafted this beautiful plot of her being a sanskari, sacrificial, blah, blah, blah. But actually she's no.
Where does Sonali Bendre fit in all of this?
She's just mute.
She's mute? She's a doctor.
She's homeopath doctor, she's a gynac,
that's
and
not
she's
an oxymoron, no?
She's everything.
We're not hating on homeopathy at this point.
It's just that she does everything.
One of my favorite scenes in that film is the doctor who she works for, the guy with the specs, the Bengali man. He has two dialogues. Dr. Babu. He has two dialogues. One is they ask him when he enters, Preeti kahan hai? And he does a, Preeti, kahan gayi? Yahi pe to thi. And he does one of these. I have never seen an actor on screen make the choice of this
in one room
on camera. It was beautiful. I think about it sometimes. It's
quite often. But you're not convinced about my conspiracy theory.
Your conspiracy theory, the only reason I'm not convinced is because it's garbage. I just want to say it's straight up bakwas.
I think you're not understanding the power. There's something called patriarchal bargain. Just going to use words right.
Patriarchal bargain
that women usually use. You usually use like the tools you've got in a patriarchal world to be able to assert a little bit of agency and assert a little bit of power. Tabu has used every fucking trope in that movie to be she's like too perfect to not have an ulterior motive. I don't understand how you don't see that.
Right, I hear you, but my only counter is, that's really okay, fine. You know what? We're gonna circle back to this because this is crazy. That's the only reason.
I want people to tell me if they see what I'm talking about.
No, I'll tell you why I'm saying this because there are two other films that we're meant to discuss here. Hum Aapke Hain, Koun and Om Jai Jagdish. Om Jai Jagdish is a film that, of course, is very close to my heart. You have siblings?
Yes, elder sister.
I have no siblings. And I cry every time I watch Om Jai Jagdish because if I had brothers, that's exactly what I'd be like, you know.
Which one would you be?
Jagdish. I was Jagdish when I was younger. I was Jai when I went to do my masters in the US. I'm in my home era now.
I'm in your home era.
I'm in my home era. I'm so, you know, every day I walk on Kata Road with a random child to ho, 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 ho. I meet Anu Kapoor sometimes.
As we must all
meet Anu
Kapoor at some time.
No. In that I know because we were drinking once.
This.
We were drinking once and
the start of our friendship.
The start of our friendship was you telling me Urmila Matondkar was a good person.
She was completely misunderstood in that movie.
How was she misunderstood?
So okay, she's this girl. Again, I'm gonna try, and you really need
Don't say patriarchal bargain again. If I hear patriarchal bargain, there is no. And please just comment and explain to me and others.
People who've read a book or two, kindly.
To this one, I'm going you people. Patriarchal bargain. If you understand what that means, just comment and write Shantanu, you fool. You man, you fool. You don't know patriarchal bargain?
Never had to use it, that's why.
You used to call it PB, you
exactly,
know?
Exactly. No, but getting back to Urmila Matondkar.
What?
So what? She's this girl who's grown up in the US.
Yes.
Lived a very normal life, liberal parents, yada yada yada. Now she gets married to Fardeen Khan, who comes from this joint family, is brought to India. Why do
Fardeen Khan is from a joint family because
from a
drugs to karta hai hai wo. Woo! Comedy. Oh, okay, fine. Almost.
So,
yeah.
So brought to India.
Oh.
Now why is she hated on? Ma'am orders Bisleri water, and that seems to be a problem because fucking Wahida Rahman is like, "नहीं हम सब तो यहाँ का ही जल पीते हैं." But she's brought up in the US. She didn't
Wahida Rahman very clearly says, "We would have bought you the jal. You're here. Why do you have to import it from the US like a fool?"
It's a judgment vibe. It's a little bit of like,
Baby, I hope this is mineral water.
पी लो बेटा, कुछ नहीं होगा।
लगता है भाभी को यहाँ का पानी रास नहीं आ रहा है।
वहाँ की चीजों की आदत पड़ जाती है और आदत धीरे धीरे ही बदली जाती है।
तुम बिस्लेरी पीती हो?
There is no judgment, Akanksha. Oh.
You're such a man, Shantanu.
I'm not a man. I'm just okay. One second. First of all, you're saying Wahida Rahman was a bitch.
Oh, she's a mega bitch, fucking cranky all the time. She's a huge bitch. She's so fucking annoying she's so fucking annoying in that movie. Only second to
Saraswati.
Saraswati.
She was losing Gulmo. You have no empathy. Do you have no empathetic bone in your body?
I think she's a mega bitch in that film. And
Urmila Matondkar was some misunderstood, lovable person.
100%. There is also another scene where they're all having a great time. She's finally started to merge with the family and all of that.
Yeah, they're
and
doing
then Abhishek Bachchan imitates her for no reason.
Hello, mama. Yeah, mama.
Oh, the water is so bad here, mama.
One second.
Amazing.
The important part of that is he was
So funny.
overhearing He was overhearing a conversation with her mother. She was speaking to her mother.
But he made... Okay, fine.
No, justify that.
He
Justify
crossed the line.
that.
Abhishek crossed the line there. That he didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
But she slapped him.
She does not slap him.
She slaps him.
No, she walks away. She walks away.
How rude. How dare you listen to me. She calls him an urchin who's never left the country. So
Fair enough.
That's because her husband took away all the wealth of the family, so the youngest had to suffer. Jagdish suffered because of Urmila's lover, Fardeen. He spent it all on automobile engineering and cocaine.
Why do you hate Urmila? Can we get into why do you hate Urmila?
I love Urmila, actually. I think Urmila's cool, but in like a crazy way. I like Koun, Urmila. I like Urmila.
What's that one with Shriram Raghavan has directed with Saif Ali Khan, where she leaves him in a cave?
Charles Sobraj type film.
She leaves him in a cave. Ek Hasina Thi.
Yeah,
right.
no, but wait, see, there.
No, let's go back to that scene because you're trying to get yourself out of this one.
She's
She's the victim in that.
He
Yeah.
was so good. She's
the victim in that.
He didn't do any mimicry
And
though.
her husband stands up for her, which good, right? But then the family is like, "Ye badal gaya hai." Badal gaya hai? You're making fun of his wife.
He doesn't say ye badal gaya.
The fuck.
He says ye ghar badal raha hai. To Om Batra. Because wo ghar badal raha tha. They were fighting. It was a family of love. And here comes this emancipated, wealthy NRI woman.
सारी पर्सनल बातें तुमने
How
And
dare
she breaks the foundation that this house has had.
I have one more scene. I'm just getting it all.
Throw it at
These are all
me.
my fears when you
Throw
get
it at
married
me.
into a house. These are the fears women like live with, Shantanu.
You live with a fear that your mother-in-law will offer to buy your mineral water as opposed to you procuring it on your own.
With judgment, yes.
You have good problems.
That's another scene. They're all having dinner because सब साथ में खाते हैं fucking hell. और वो कहती
That
है
is not a-
ये
that
बहुत
is not a
spicy
terrible
है.
scene.
She's like ये बहुत spicy है.
Oily है बोलती है.
Oily, spicy, same
But
shit.
Mahima Chaudhary has made her salad.
But
Someone's
the
salad,
judgment, the problem in that is that she says that ये बहुत oily and spicy. Ask her now what she wants to eat. If someone's coming from somewhere, won't you ask कि बेटा क्या खाते हो?
Mahima
बोलो
Chaudhary
ना.
made her salad. There was salad on the table. Okay, one second. Okay,
One dish, salad,
I'm
thank
getting
you.
more and more upset
Salad, no.
with you. I just have to.
Oh my
okay,
God, justice for Urmila Matondkar. I feel so bad for that character. in
No,
that
this
movie.
patriarchal bargaining or whatever needs to stop.
PB.
PB, stop with your fucking PBS.
I think this one is very convincing. I think Urmila is the victim in that film, and I'm convinced of that. More
Okay,
than
I'll tell you what I agree with. Mahima Chaudhary went from VJ to Sanskari
Correct.
too quick.
Correct.
I didn't see
She's
it.
done that in 2 films.
Tell
another movie she's done.
Another movie where she was a VJ and then
Nice. From like modern to Sanskari like that. She's gone. Mahima has done this twice. It's also very family oriented.
There is another family-oriented movie with Mahima Chaudhary.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm really on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's
wait.
praying to parents also.
Oh yeah. But wait. We don't know enough about Arpita and Baghban. Okay, we don't know enough about Arpita. We see her sing one song with Salman. Maybe she was Sanskari even in
She's only wearing
Canada or
skirts and
wherever.
that with tight tops.
Tight tops. I'm sure she's wearing tight tops in Vijayanagar or wherever the BMW showroom is with Salman later.
They're only kurtas.
Huh?
They're only
उनके सामने पहना था.
शादी के
She
ये
covers
क्या
her
होता
head
है?
when they enter. Her head is uncovered when they enter that bungalow. I just want to say.
But yeah, we were talking about her in Om Jai Jagdish because she's a VJ and then suddenly gets married.
That was a quick transition and I'll give you that. That was a little
What does that
unrealistic.
say about the family? Ask yourself, what does that say about the family?
That it's so beautiful that it inspires real. It really inspires a person to alter their style. You know, I feel like it wasn't forced upon her. She just saw the
It's not
love.
forced on you.
She saw the love and she was like, "This
These
I
are all
want."
choices that women make.
She made an active choice with agency, full agency, to become this daughter-in-law who reveres customs.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think there was any patriarchy involved in
Not
that.
at all.
Or
Om
a
Jai
little bit.
Jagdish is the epitome of a liberal new family setup where everyone gets to do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah.
Okay, once again, what do you think is going to happen once Tara Sharma enters the mix?
Change. She's only wearing backless tops with those crop tops. That's the look, right? But शादी के बाद नहीं. Urmila Matondkar wears kurtas in that house, dude. Like they're not. That house is a vortex of patriarchy. I hate that I'm using the word patriarchy.
Did you think Urmila Matondkar's parents were normal in that film?
Yeah, Lilith Dubey also gets hate for no reason. What is she saying? Your husband is a loser who doesn't have a job. He should have a job. But she gets hated on for that.
Raju Kher, can I just tell you who Raju? You know Raju Kher is Anupam Kher's brother. He shows up every now
Anupam
and
Kher is the director of Om Jai Jagdish.
Anupam Kher directed Om Jai Jagdish, yes. For those of you who are unversed, we know too much
apparently,
about it.
he wanted to get
Shah Rukh,
the
Salman and Aamir, there was a
three
conversation.
Khans playing Om Jai Jagdish.
Aditya Chopra said he would make it if Shah Rukh was Om, Salman was whatever, Jai,
Jai Jagdish. Sure.
and only Salman said yes.
Imagine.
Salman said yes.
Shah Rukh was like, ये नहीं करूँगा मैं ये.
I think it would have been great. It would have been an amazing film. It's a remake of an older Hindi film.
No.
Yeah, it's a remake of an older Hindi film. My mom told me the name, but if you know, mom, you right. Or
The only person watching this.
Mummy, link देना please comment में. Yeah. Okay, wait. So we are establishing Urmila was a misunderstood person.
I think simply put, there are a couple of women who were wronged. Urmila is one of those people.
Who was wrong? Who was wronged in Hum Aapke Hain Kaun?
Everyone was annoying in that movie.
But who was wrong? Who patriarchal bargaining किसके साथ?
Lallu.
Lakshmikant Berde. Oh, sorry, yaar. He was a great dude, yaar. I
He was
loved
a
him.
little wronged, I feel.
He was that guy. He was the Tatya Vinchu chap.
Correct.
Yeah. He did Child's Play in Indian Child's Play or whatever.
Correct.
Huh? He was not wronged. He knew so much English thanks to Renuka Shahane. He had the Jawaharlal Nehru essay that he recited to perfection. He went and got his Bauji. Bauji ka.
Some say bougie, but he says
He was Bauji.
Yeah.
He went to the village, got his. Oh, that's what happened. He went and got his mum's operation done with Renuka Shahane's help and came back and Renuka Shahane
died.
Yeah. So like life is, neither created nor destroyed type situation. Merely death transfers. The village woman survived and Renuka tumbled. But no one was wrong. I don't think that fits into this Urmila category at all.
Hum Aapke Hain Kaun had a separate plot going on between the mother-in-law and the Aloknath, Reema Lagu, and
But they addressed-
Anupam Kher had
they
a lot of
addressed
sexual
it.
tension in that film.
They were polyamorous.
Fully, dude. Fully.
Ethically
There
non-monogamous.
was some intense sexual eye contact happening between Reema Lagu and Aloknath.
That is true. That they are.
Yeah.
But I think they addressed that, right? Where Anupam Kher says that they had
They
a
had a
crush.
vibe. They had a vibe.
in school.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's quite modern, actually, if you really think about
So
it.
I don't see any.
No one was wronged in Hum Aapke.
No. If you're talking about misunderstood women in film, who are the women who've been vilified the most in
I have one
popular
more.
cinema?
I have one. Ab Laut Chalein, you see?
if you take Suman Ranganathan's name,
She's fully wronged in that film.
Suman Ranganathan,
She wanted to have a casual relationship.
Do you
and she wanted to smoke and drink, but for some reason, how dare you? How dare you not want to get married to me?
I just feel, I agree with you, but I just feel like Suman Ranganathan is a name that it'll be hard to sell.
Hard to like her.
No one will know who we're talking about.
Really?
I don't think people know. Do you know Suman Ranganathan? If you do, please comment yes.
Just say yes.
Say yes. Say yes. And we'll know. And if you don't, then probably.
She's also in Baghban.
Suman Ranganathan
She's
is
Aman
in
Verma's wife.
You have really brought
Also
this.
wronged. Everyone in
She's not
Baghban who's
wrong.
the daughter-in-law is wrong.
All of them are assholes.
What
the
the fuck?
daughters-in-law, the sons.
Divya Datta, Sameer Soni's wife in that film.
Yeah?
Right?
What
She's
about
a
the other
working
one, the
woman.
third one who no one knows? They don't know the guy, they don't know the wife, they don't get the parents, and they're not even Johnny Walker's son, so no one cares.
Those two are not relevant in the film.
Sahil
Could have
Chanda's
been a 2-hour
actors.
longer film and shown all the brothers interacting.
But they were bad parents.
They were terrible parents.
They raised 4 assholes.
They were terrible parents.
Yeah. But I feel like that I think people should know.
But the daughters-in-law were wronged in that film. Divya Datta is a working woman who one day wakes up in the middle of the night because Amitabh Bachchan's fucking going at it with his typewriter.
But I've heard this. I feel like this theory. Everyone's been
thinks
flagging
this.
it, but
Yeah.
I think, they could have been kinder. You know what breaks
Who
my heart?
could have been kinder?
What breaks my heart is that there's that scene where Amitabh is pretending to have a thali full of food, right?
Karwa Chauth.
Aloo bihar or kheer bhi, and he's really improvising.
Yeah.
And what
He
I
makes
love,
sound and all that.
आपको तो ऐसे झूठ भी नहीं बोलना आता जे.
It's a great
I cry.
impression of him.
I do a good because Hema Malini said the most iconic dialogue ever said.
Which is,
Hey, who the hell do you think you are calling me like this? You scoundrel! How dare you touch my daughter?
That.
oh yes.
Remy Sen's
Goes to the discotheque.
boyfriend turned rapist.
Goes to the
That
discotheque.
guy, because that is also a crazy transition. It's almost like Mahima Chaudhary, Vijay to Sanskari.
Correct.
1 second he's her boyfriend, and then at one point he does that head thing. You know that like one of those.
The Raghavan one.
लड़कियां छोटे कपड़े पहन के, and it goes
Sali.
0 to a sali.
Sala.
There's a sali. There always is a sali. That's 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah. Discotheque में हो रही है.
Remy.
उसको एंट्री कैसे मिली है ममानी को डिस्कोथेक में उसको?
How old was Remy Sen?
College. That's what they went for.
They went for college. Aman
Actually,
Verma is
college
very
time.
upset, huh?
Yeah.
He did an interview last month,
Oh,
right
really?
after a magic show that he did.
interesting.
He does magic now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's a magician.
Okay.
I tried hiring him.
Oh my god.
He didn't get back to me.
What?
But his manager. He was upset saying that because he played father to Remy Sen, his career as a leading man in Bollywood got
Oh,
shortened.
that's why it's
He thinks he's been really raving. Him and Amit Sana crying about, Amit Sana.
Dude, Amit Sana
It's
breaks
still
my
so-
heart. It breaks my heart.
Last
Breaks
week
my
he
heart.
put out a tweet, saying
Oh my
last month he
God.
put out a tweet saying Sony had rigged it in favor of Abhijeet.
I
I had
believe-
won. They blocked numbers that were coming for my vote.
I voted like crazy.
For
I
Amit?
used to steal my mom's phone and message and all properly. And when he lost, I went to my
Are you
cried.
Oriya?
No, I just felt for him. I don't know what it was.
Really bad.
Yeah, I
I
felt
like
a lot.
Amit. He was a good underdog story,
Yeah.
but I feel like this is really.
They colored his hair golden. They give him a full makeover and all.
And he
really
did that
tried.
dance step also. Farah Khan liked the dance step that he did. It
Yeah.
was, I voted for Amit.
Yeah, I voted for him a lot.
But over the years, I've realized Abhijeet is obviously the smarter guy.
Smarter.
His मोहब्बतें लुटाऊंगा
एक ही गाने हैं.
लफ्जों में कह ना सकूं
ठीक है, 2 गाने भाई. और
जो
कौन?
जुनू
You keep going.
जुनू
You're the
Yeah, I
only
know.
guy who knows 3 Abhijeet Sawant.
I know of
also
4.
tell us if you know of Abhijeet Sawant song.
Abhijeet Sawant is famous right now because yesterday he put out a tweet saying that he was on Tinder even after
Oh
he
my
got
God.
married for 3 years.
Why did
He
he
didn't
tweet
do
that?
anything, but he was scoping the scene when he would
Why
go
did
for
he
concerts.
tweet that?
He wrote this. There's a whole post and all. Now he doesn't do it, and then
See,
he did
Amit
it.
Sana is
later.
just a better guy. Amit Sana seems like he'd have like a stable family life. He just seems like that kind of.
Not married.
I mean, whatever. That's stable.
Stable enough. Stable enough. So I really want us to circle back to. I want to circle back to Tabu and Hum Saath Saath Hain because I feel like of all the random stuff we've discussed, I feel like Hum Saath Saath Hain is where they probably have an actual idea of what we're talking about. So you're sticking to Tabu sucks.
Sucks? No, I think she's genius. I never said she sucks. I'm saying she played the game really well.
And she won.
Yeah, she
and
won.
yet here you are trying to call her out.
I'm telling people to interpret the lessons from Hum Saath Saath Hain correctly. Don't be like, oh, I should be the sacrificial woman. Plot correctly, play the PB game and win.
Play the PB game
Yeah.
and win.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so your thing is, so you're saying in a Sanskari movie, Tabu played the right game to remain Sanskari,
Precisely. Posturing sanskar
and
perfectly.
everyone believed this till now, and they liked her.
Yes.
And you're like, she's a scheming, plotting woman,
yeah.
but you respect her for that.
Yeah. I deeply respect her for that. Because Urmila didn't play the game and she was vilified.
In
Urmila
another
was
movie
like too
altogether.
authentic. She was being too real. She was like, मैं ये नहीं खाऊंगी, मैं वो नहीं खाऊंगी, मुझे बिस्लेरी चाहिए. Tabu would be like, मैं सब खाऊंगी, end में मैं बिस्लेरी की दुकान खोल दूंगी घर के अंदर. Like,
5 points. If you had to do a guidebook for getting married into a traditional joint family in a Bollywood film, what would the 5 points be?
okay. One is don't ever make eye contact with anybody. Tabu makes no eye contact in that film, if you notice.
Hand
It's
contact
always
bhi
like
kar
that.
sakti
She
ho to.
can't. Yeah. The second thing would be tie a juda bun. Like if you notice, Tabu doesn't have open hair in that film ever. It's all
What is a juda? What do you mean
juda, juda. Like don't keep your hair open. Only promiscuous women do all that shit. Like Urmila has free-flowing open hair.
Okay,
Tabu
we
has-
learned she has
Yeah.
a... Okay,
Yeah.
third?
Second is honeymoon is not good. Go family trip. Go to Mahabaleshwar. Go to Lonavala or Rampur.
Wherever your castle is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wherever the family wants to go is your honeymoon.
Native
right?
place.
Play that game well.
Go to
Don't go to
native-
fucking Switzerland now. That's stupid. Don't
Where
do
was
that
Rampur? Rajasthan.
shit. Rajasthan.
Where have they gone by bus? It's a long
They've
drive.
gone by bus. Where do they stay is the question. They could be staying in Jaipur. We don't know where they stay.
It's not a Jaipur.
No?
It's
That
not.
Mahal is not Jaipur. It could be anywhere, Shantanu.
You're
It could
right,
just be a
you're
city.
right,
Yeah,
you're
that
right.
can be
you're
literally
right.
anywhere.
I corrected. Yeah, there are 2 more though in this
Yeah.
playbook. Please. Go. I really think the 2 more.
I got it. If there are siblings in that, create a little bit of vibe with the brothers. But it has to be very subtle. Like it
This is
can't
the
be.
worst. You're talking about like some guttural Ullu app, Jija, Devar, Bhabi. You're saying there needs to be some Devar, Bhabi.
Yeah, but very subtle. It can't be overly sexual. It has to be very subtle, like fix his tie, but just the right amount of contact.
आज प्रेम बाबू बहुत जच रहे हैं.
Exactly,
I get that.
right?
If I had a brother, maybe his wife.
Exactly. I have the 5th one is the killer produce a son, which is what she does in the end. Give birth to a son.
Okay,
That's your
sure.
playbook.
Okay.
She won.
So
Tell me you're not convinced now. I'm giving
I
you.
am not convinced at all, but I'm pretty sure no one else is. So I'm going to take this opportunity to end this and let people know that Akanksha is deranged and she has the warped idea of what patriarchal, what is it? Bullshit. Patriarchal bullshit. Patriarchal bargaining. So you want to sign off? Ask them to like, share, subscribe, and
Please
Google.
like, share, and subscribe. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep talking absolute bullshit. Yeah. But yeah, let us know which Sanskari plots you think had an underlying power dynamic going on.
And if they didn't, don't say anything because I don't think any of them do.
We'll see.
Please tell us in comments what you want us to hear and
Like, share, subscribe.
वो वाला कर देना please. Thank you.
Thank you.
रामपुर चले